Businesses in the UAE need to be registered under the value-added tax. The VAT applies equally to tax-registered businesses managed on the UAE mainland and in the free zones. A business must register for VAT if the taxable supplies and imports exceed the mandatory registration threshold of AED 375,000. Businesses may register voluntarily if the supplies and imports are at least half of the mandatory registration threshold, or if the initial expenditure exceeds the voluntary registration threshold. Why should a business register for VAT in UAE? To claim on input VAT paid. VAT registration is beneficial for businesses because only a registered business can claim input VAT paid on its purchases and expenses as against a non-registered business. Avoid hefty penalties for late or non-registration. Late or non-registration of VAT would attract fines and penalties that would be levied by the Federal Tax Authority. Jitendra Chartered Accountants being FTA-approved tax agents advise businesses to register for VAT once they cross the voluntary threshold. Registering well in advance enables the business to claim the input tax on the expenses and gives the peace of mind for not being late on the registration process and avoiding the hefty penalties. Subscribe to Jitendra Consulting Group for information on VAT filing and returns, excise tax, and all matters related to VAT compliance in the UAE.